Howdy, folks. Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas to everybody. Took a little time off. Enjoyed myself. Got a new dog, actually. She's a blackmouth cur, about 11 months old, and just a crazy, awesome dog. Lots of energy, really making me do more running and lots of playing, and, the whole works. She's learning how to be a proper dog, though. She came from a shelter, the local shelter here. In any case, I noticed that a couple other reviewers on YouTube did a like end of the year. These are my forever headphones, and that they would never sell, and that they reach for above everything else. And kind of, I've told people this, but I'll review stuff, but I'm not actively buying things much anymore. Unless, I'm not going to say I won't. I just nothing. I just kind of go by graphs, and I think the way things sound. And nothing has really piqued my interest in a long time. But let's just talk about my forever sets. So this is my box of goodies. Hey, why don't we go over this stuff? These things are BQEYZ dampers. They're magnetic for the autumns, which I don't have in here, but this is kind of like just my assorted stuff. Got a little bag of cables and adapters, things like like right angle USB, little tiny headphone extenders. What else? Got an impedance adapter in there somewhere. Normal stuff. And oh yeah, got my ear impressions in here. Don't know if I'll ever be able to use those, but they're there. Then we got, just because it fits in here, a little cool little amp. This thing is a Acme MF01. You can stick an op amp in it, and I've got a Burson V5i in this thing. Let's see, does it turn on? Yeah, it does. And yeah, it's not Android, and it doesn't have any features. It plays music, and that's it. You get some shuffle, and you can play folders, and that's it. But really cool industrial design, nice volume control. Cool little guy, man. I haven't got rid of it because it was $100, and honestly, like, I don't think I'm gonna find something like this again, so I keep it. It's cool. Then over here we got my ES100 with the battery mod. Oh, and I'm using these magnetic adapters. I'm sure everybody knows about them, but if you don't, let me see if I can get this into view. Well, basically, you got this little magnetic charge port. Hang on, gotta unplug the cable. You do this thing, right? Or so if you don't know about those, they're pretty cool. Oh, nice. That one just came right out. One little downside, that's a USB-C one, I guess. Anyway, then we have the E1DA 9038D, I believe. This thing is a little powerhouse of a USB amp, and I don't know if you're going to get something better for this for $100, like no matter what it is. This thing is absolutely brutally good. And so that's that. So my little amp stuff. We got, obviously tips and things in here. So let's see, what do we got in here? We got, yes, EJ07M, and they are modified. I put some extra dampers on the bores on these things, so they hit my preference of tuning a little better. Also, the bores are so short that it adds some canal gain for me, and that's actually what these are helping. Diminishes the mid gain on these, so they don't kill me so bad with the short bores. And then let's see, moving over, we have the Dark Magician. Well, both of these are twos, but I retuned them to ones because I hate the twos. Twos essentially just took the tuning filters out of the ones, as far as I can tell. These are the ones, and that's the cable they came with, which is a pretty cool cable. Very rich and supple. Anyway, so I retuned these, and actually, I think I got oxygen dampers on these. Hilariously, it hits just about the same tonality as the first ones, but I haven't taken the first ones apart because I like them so much. Up here, we have interesting pair. These I had probably like 10 pairs of these things. They came out maybe like 2012, and they're Velodyne V-Pulse, 10 millimeter dynamic driver, and they are absolutely ridiculously bassy. These are bass head all the way, like my OG bass set, and I had to buy so many because this cable sucks and breaks, and then they're not replaceable. But yeah, and then the pink ones were on sale for cheap for obvious reasons, so I bought a bunch of those before they went out. So I got 2 pairs of those. I just keep them around for posterity or something, because honestly, I got better stuff. Then moving on, we have my quote unquote golden pair of EJ07s. Absolutely adore these. These are probably the first headphones I ever got that really just knocked my socks completely off. And to this day, they're a forever set. And by the way, I mean, in terms of forever sets, I don't care about these. Dark Magician ones, they're probably a forever set. The 07Ms, if I hadn't retuned them, I would have sold them, just to say that. The bores are just not good. But the EJ07s, this is like serial number, what are they? I'm trying to remember, 16? 18. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, totally sweet. This is kind of what set me off on my larger conquests of headphones. Then, like a year later, I decided to get a custom pair of them, and there are these EJ07s. Got a OE audio cable on these, which is kind of like very musician style, no ear hooks, but good for running or anything where you don't want to have, cable noise, and just a very minimal cable. Then little what do you call those, silica packets, so they dessecant, so they suck up the moisture. Then we got the variations, Moondrop variations, and you probably see that there, but retuned these also and took the treble down a few hairs on these, and the high mids. Just got a little fatiguing after a while, and also they have such low mid bass that I felt like I needed to balance them a little bit more. So I did that, and they're sticking around. However, I could do without them, for sure. So far we're talking the EJs. That's a forever set. The Dark Magician ones, I would say, is a forever dynamic driver set. That one is ridiculously good. And by the way, I got Olinas, but if we're just being honest, here's some Olinas. Here's my modified Olinas, which have like oxygen dampers in them and sound to me like an oxygen with a little bit better stage, kind of, sort of. And so I got a pair of those, but I could do without those, because over here we have the Softears RSV, these guys, and I tend to go insane and get 2 pairs of every set that I really adore. So here's my 2 pairs. I think I got serial number 1 and 11. Cool. And we got the Lecture. Well, these aren't them anymore. These are retuned by me, but these are the S12s, completely retuned, and a forever set, actually, in the end of things. I love them to death. So if I had to pick one pair of these headphones, one of all of them, it would be these. And I'm not going to say much more about that, because I can't, but regardless, so the RSVs are absolutely incredible. Now, okay, so just going over a few metrics on these things. RSVs they're the kind of headphone that I put in my ears, and they don't draw my attention to the bass or anything in particular. Everything is just laid out in a very, very neutral, amazing fashion. And after a few minutes, I pretty well forget they're in my ears, and my brain just, it settles on this like impression that I don't even have anything in my ears, and I'm just listening to speakers in a room or something, very, very high fidelity speakers. And so what I'm trying to say is they hit my particular HRTF, head related transfer function, very, very well, like extremely well, these things. And as a result of them, actually, I kind of changed my tuning style and my ideas of pinna gain and things like that. The EJ07s tend to be a pinna gain. The RSVs, I want to say, are about 6, maybe 6.5 to 7. I'd have to look at it again, but it's clearly less. And so at the end of the day, really, if I had to pick, I would choose my own pair that I've tuned. But if I had to pick ones that I bought, I would do the RSVs and the EJ07s, and pretty much that's it. The rest of these I could give or take, but these guys are forever, EJ and RSV. And going forward in this year, I figure I'm just going to hang back a little bit. Probably, I don't know, people probably know that I got a little Geshelli stack going on over here. Let's see, I'll flip the camera over. That's right there in cedar. On top, I got the AN B1S. Also, what's cool about the Geshelli is you can use it as a preamp. So I just got it running out of the Archel 2.5 XL into the line in on this guy, and then I can use the volume control on the Archel no matter if I'm plugged into it or the Aoun, which is totally cool. Love it. And then I got the JNOG 2 down here with the Sparkos modification, which I absolutely adore. This thing's the best stack in the whole universe. And yeah, I mean that's kind of my rig now. I've tried a lot of stuff, and really over all this time, these are the things that have sort of boiled to the top of all things, all the headphones, all the amps, all the DACs. I mean, not to say that I've heard a billion things, but it's enough to aim myself to the things that I really, really enjoy. And not super cheap as far as the headphones go, I know. Yeah, so we got 600 for the DM Dark Magicians. We got EJs are like 850 for the resin ones. You can get them on sale sometimes. RSVs are 700. You can get them on sale used. So not too cheap, but in the large scheme of things, not the worst really. And also at the end of the day, I mean, these things are not that expensive, but got to do a lot of work on them to get them where they should be. Anyway, talk to you on the next one, folks. Have a great year.